back at some point. Fumbling with the live sign. All right. Good morning. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. We are live here at Thinker Ventures every Wednesday. Most Wednesdays, 99 point something or other Wednesdays of the year, give or take. We are live here at 9 a.m. Welcome all. I hope you are having a wonderful morning. If you've not yet had a wonderful morning, this is your opportunity to change that mindset, turn that frown upside down. We are going to have a great time today. Andrea from MPOWR is here to present what they're doing for strategic execution and change in organizations. But first, did you think, I know not everybody was here last week, but I recommended that you thank a parking police person, because that is the most thankless job, I think. Never once does anybody think, you know what, I'm happy the parking police are here. Not once. Nope. You could thank your dentist, right? It's like, you know what, that was painful, but thank you for making that better, right? You could thank all sorts of people, but you can't. It's difficult. It's difficult to find a reason to thank a parking person, but they're people too. Yes? Aren't we all? So let's take care of one another. In the vein of taking care of one another, we would like to thank Bobby Wald from Fresh Horizons Coffee Company and Diane James from Members Alliance Credit Union for sponsoring your coffee today. Absolutely. We love Members Alliance Credit Union and Fresh Horizons Coffee Company. Delicious coffee, and thanks, Diane, for being here. We do have events that we might want to hype. First of all, I'm going to put this, we'll announce this at the end too, but I do want to put this in front of you. May 8th, we have Cream Donut Company. Who doesn't love donuts? Donuts and coffee. May 8th here at 9 a.m. Don't miss that. Plus, super important announcement. So file this away. See, this is the trouble. You start doing announcements at the beginning, and then everybody forgets it, and then you have to do it again. I don't know how to resolve this, so I'm just going to throw it out there again and again. May 15th. Truth? Yes. May 15th, we're changing things up a little bit. We're traveling. 1 Million Cups is traveling. You're like, what? It's okay, you can release it. It started to come out, and then you're like, no, pull it back. You're like, whoa. Yes, May 15th, we're going to travel. We're actually going to Rockford Roasting Company, which is one block that way. I know. Exactly. We're going to gradually widen the distance which we can travel. We don't want to shake it up too much. But Chris Wikowiak is going to be presenting that day. It's going to be at Rockford Roasting Company, Wednesday, 9 a.m., May 15th. Now, this is your opportunity. We do have the catch box, courtesy of City of Rockford. Oh, I heard a ring. We have the catch box, courtesy of City of Rockford. If you have an event that you want to hype, the rules are thus. You shall throw the catch box to one another. You shall place the catch box somewhere near your face. Doesn't have to be up here. It's not on. That's why it didn't sound weird. But it doesn't have to be up here. It could be down here, and you tell us your event, okay? That's the rules, super simple. So, do you have an event worthy of presenting in front of people in the next, an event that's coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks? Anybody? I see people going, all right.
I don't believe I caught it.
I believe you caught it. It happened.
I had a wonderful presentation on March 23rd, and we had a very good turnout. So we're having another one, but we're going to change it just a bit. It's about understanding the times we're in. And one of my mentors was Dr. Bob Henry. He had been CEO at Swedish American. And he was my dear friend till he passed. Well, his widow is going on with his work. And so she's going to speak a little bit at this presentation too. It's a Saturday, 1 to 3 at the Hope and Anchor.
Awesome.
Anybody else?
Next. Anybody?
Oh,
there you go.
throw it.
Oh. You can do it. Yes. Hey.
Can you hear me? So May 20th, Monday, May 20th, you can't hear me?
I'm just kidding.
Monday, May 20th is Social Rock, social media conference, marketing conference. It's at Prairie Street. So go to WinnebagoBuyLocal.com for tickets.
Awesome. Social media marketing conference. Ooh, yeah. This is great. We got so much going on.
Too close to throw it. Matt Simpson, I do some work with the City of Rockford's Economic Development Department. So I try to come as often as I can, love what you guys do. But I'd have another hat. I'm a partner in a nonprofit, and we host a monthly meetup called Wabongo Wednesdays. The name of the organization is the Wabongo Leadership Council. And tonight we're at Cucina de Rosa on Bell School. So it's a meetup, it's a platform for building community and connections from 5:30 to 8 tonight.
Awesome. Thank you. Next.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Diane James, and Rockford Network of Professional Women. Sorry, guys. Oh, there's lots of guys here. Let's see. Where's the girls?
Don't apologize. It's fine. Guys like women too.
That's
It's fine.
We have a monthly luncheon, and I'd like to invite you. The next one is Monday, May 20th. It's at Montecito Country Club, and our speaker will be Shamika Williams of KFACT. So,
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
at, did I say it was at Montecito Country Club?
You did.
11:45.
All right. Next. Anybody else with an event worthy of discussion? All right. Go ahead and throw it back. Woo! Pulled that one right out. Yeah. I should. It was good. It was real. I'm just surprised I caught it. It's true story. Can I tell you a true story? Can I be vulnerable for a moment? I always wanted to play sports as a young guy. So I played soccer and things like that. And then freshman year of high school, I thought, you know what? I would like to play football. And my mom wasn't so keen on that. So I played football for a little while. And the first game, I think it was the first or second game, I went to a private school here in Rockford, and we went out to, I think, Winnebago. And I don't know what they do with the guys in Winnebago. They grow like the corn. And it's on video someplace. I didn't understand the physics of like hitting one another because I actually didn't want to hit anybody. I just wanted to play football. And so I was blocking, and the guy ran up to me, and I was like, oh my God, what? And boom! And I went flying back through the air. And just like your vocalizations, they're just like coming out, my mom went, oh, Jace! As I went back on the ground. And it was after that fortunately during a practice I stubbed my finger, and I had to get a splint on it. And long after that finger was healed, I was like, I don't know, coach, my finger still hurts. Can't play. It all turned out I was not going to be a pro football player or involved in football at all. Well, on that note, we do have an exciting, more serious presentation today than football and stubbing our fingers. But Andrea Gibbs from MPOWR, she is a strategic execution executive from MPOWR. She's going to present what MPOWR is and what they do and why it's important in the world. Fair enough? So you know the drill. Would you welcome Andrea to 1 Million Cups?
Good morning. I work for a tech company. I work for a tech company in Rockford, Illinois. Why not? Why does tech have to be in Silicon Valley? Why does tech have to be in New York or Brooklyn? Or why can't it be in Silicon Prairie? So I work for a tech company, and you would look at me and say, really? You were born clearly before 1985. I don't own a black turtleneck, nor do I own a hoodie, and I'm decidedly not tech. My colleagues will even make fun of, and my boss will make fun of how non-tech I am, okay? But what I am is a strategic planner, and for 20 years, I was a pretty damn good one. This company, this tech company in Rockford, Illinois, makes software for strategic planning, but even more important, makes software to make strategic execution more possible. Because one of the biggest problems in strategic planning is that a plan is made, but it's not executed. And that is costing a lot of money. Okay? I found this statistic not too long ago on the Brightline initiative, if anybody's familiar with that. Excuse me while I take a sip, my mouth gets very dry. We are losing approximately the GDP of Brazil every year in our inability to take strategy to the next level, which is execution. And our company does that. Let me give you a little bit of a story about how we do that, how that happened, why it happened, and where we're going from here. So in about the early aughts, I should say, our parent company is SupplyCorps. And both of us are right around the corner. SupplyCorps is right over here, and MPOWR is right over here. And SupplyCorps was growing at a fairly rapid rate. Whoop. And we went back. Let's see. There we go. SupplyCorps was growing at a fairly rapid rate, and so much so that they made the Inc. 500 list. And that making of that list put Peter, our president, in a group of Inc. 500 presidents that would get together quarterly and talk about challenges, how they wanted to grow, how they wanted to achieve their strategies. And so every quarter they would get together, help each other, and hold each other accountable. In order to get ready for these kinds of meetings, Peter would then go to everybody in the SupplyCorps organization and say, I need this report, I need this report, I need this report, I need this report. And it became a big kind of fuss every quarter. So he thought to himself, let me see if I can talk to IT and find out if they can do something for me. So he did. And the gent that he spoke with in IT, a guy by the name of Dave Franklin, said, oh God, with all these other things I have to do this? Then he thought, why not? Let's just put together a quick platform for our employees. So he did. And as the quarters went by, it became easier and easier to report. But also what it became easier and easier to do was see how the strategy was actually happening, how the corporate strategy was happening at SupplyCorps. Peter not only saw what was happening at all levels of the organization, but all levels of the organization could see what was happening at all other levels of the organization. And we began to grow. And we continued to grow. For 5 years, we made, for 5 years, we went from 60 employees to over 250 employees, and we grew from 40 million to 450 million. It worked. And it worked because, it worked because we had an internal tool that collected and disseminated information, a strategic planning, but also the ability to see us execute. What are we doing that's actually executing, okay? Everybody had an awareness of what everybody else was doing. And it became such that the information was real time. And when the information is real time, you can correct in real time. So we became more agile. We became more responsive. We were able to correct when we would go out into the marketplace and say, our competition is doing this. We need to be able to do this, okay? We went from stop and measure, like most strategic plans, we went from stop and measure to we don't have to stop and measure. We can see what's happening regularly, daily, okay? And we got agile. It allowed us to become more agile. So every kind of new improvement that came along with this, Peter's like, this is great. Can you make it do this? Can you make it do that? And at what point, Dave went back to Peter and he said, this is now our vice president of IT, you know, this is a cool software. It's allowing us to do, the platform's allowing us to do great things, but it's kind of a Frankenstein. We keep bolting things on, and it keeps getting more and more difficult to manage. The user interface is not good. It's clumsy. Give it to me. Give me the resources. Give me the programming capabilities, and I'll make it better. I'll give you a platform that will really engage our employees because the user interface will be good, because it will be intuitive, because it will be easy to use. And Peter said, why not? So he did, and Envision was born. We launched Envision January of 2019. We got our first several customers about 2 months ago. Because we thought and said to ourselves, if this is working for us, can it work for other people? Can we make this kind of thing happen for other people? And so that's where Envision came from. And it really was a story on a regular basis of, why not? Why not us? Why not here? Why not now? Why not in Rockford, Illinois, right? Lots of people say, oh, you manufacture all those airplane parts, right? Yes, we do, and we're proud of that. But we're also able to do things in the tech world, and we did. So there are lots of people that have this kind of philosophy about strategic planning. We have a strategic plan. It's called doing things, okay? That's Herb Kelleher. If you know anything about Southwest Airlines, you'll know why that's kind of very Herb Kelleher. But if you really don't have a plan that you work toward and hold not only yourselves, but the whole organization accountable, you won't achieve it. And this is a software that helps us execute the plan that we put in place. The cool thing about it really is that we can execute or we cannot execute based on what's happening on the outside, because we're able to do it in real time. We're able to be responsive because we see things happen in the software on a regular basis, okay? People are populating it all the way up from the executive staff all the way down to, in some cases, the individual contributor level. So everybody gets to see what everybody else is doing. I think the key components from our journey in doing this are, the first was having trust. When Pete asked Dave, can you do this for me? He trusted Dave to say, sure, why not? When Dave went back to Pete and said, you know what, this is allowing us to do great things, but it could be better. Give me the resources. And Pete said, why not? Okay? It's a software that fosters communication back and forth. So all levels of the organization know what's going on. It's transparent. All right? And in an age of networked knowledge base, it's the kind of software that can take us and hopefully other people into the future. We learn from failure. We learn from kind of the bolt-on, real-time stop and measure kind of thing that wasn't working. That's not working as a strategy, okay? And that didn't help us execute, okay? We encouraged our success. Even when we did fail, we got up and we started again. Because we kept saying, why not? Why not here? Why not now? Why not in Silicon Prairie? Okay? A lot of, maybe some of you, do you have challenges with hiring and retaining employees? Anybody here? Nods? Yes? We have that too. You can't get tech people in Illinois, certainly not in Rockford. Yes, we can. Because we said, why not? So, and then finally, what this software allows us to do and asks us to do is to let go. We shouldn't, can't, and for the health of a networked type of an organization, can't control everything. It's not it discourages hierarchy and encourages networks. It encourages cross-functional working together, okay? So it asks us, please let go, okay? That's our story. That's our why not. That's our why not here. That's our why not now story. And we're continuing to evolve and we're continuing to grow. And we now have at the point where the software gets updated every month. So we have regular monthly, just like a real software company. The software that helped us grow exponentially is now available for other people to grow too. So we're super excited. And we're very used to, at MPOWR, saying, why not? Why not here and why not now? So that's our story.
Excellent.
Jason?
Let's give her a hand for her presentation. That's impressive stuff and so well put together. Now, you're from the Rockford area?
Yes, sir.
And wow, we were talking beforehand. You said you moved here when you were 7?
6, actually.
6. Was that your choice?
No, my mother dragged me here.
She dragged you here.
She got married to somebody from Rockford, but
Oh.
yeah, it was
See,
great.
there you go.
It was
Yeah.
great. It was great, and my stepfamily had many, many decades of roots here in Rockford. So
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. Now, we do ask the audience to answer 3, I think, important questions
Okay.
of every presenter, and this is your opportunity to hear what they heard,
Okay.
which I think is pretty cool.
all right. This is scary. This is
I
scary
know
part,
this is
isn't it?
scary,
Okay.
but as part of strategic execution, I would think, right, that when we put something out there, we need to see if it comes back. Yeah. So the first question of you, the audience. Now, if you're new to us, this is your opportunity to say something, and we should get the catch box. If you we haven't used this as part of the presentation before, but we should throw the catch box around, and you can talk into the catch box.
This is the accountability part of it, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
So what do they call it? They call it trust and accountability?
Yeah, something like that.
Trust, but also accountability, yeah. All right, so let's throw this to the first person. The first question is, what is the product or service, in your own words? Who's got it? Anybody?
Oh, wow, that's a bad sign.
No, they're always apprehensive.
Okay, all right.
Strategic software strategic planning software.
Strategic planning software. All right, is that thing working? It's on. All right, strategic planning software. Anything else that anybody else heard as part of that presentation? Anybody? It's not working. Strategic execution. All right.
I'll get you the $20 afterwards. Thank you.
Strategic. I know, right? That was clear. Strategic execution. All right. Second question. So we've covered what is the product or service. Second question is, who is the target audience? Yes, sir. Companies looking to grow. Any company? Is there a particular size company?
I didn't specify. I mean, we have our marketing plan. If you want us
Yeah.
to, I can send you a copy of it. But
Send them a copy of it.
We're looking for companies similar to our size, so
Okay.
mid-size company,
All right.
small to mid-size.
All right. Small and mid-sized market?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So small and mid-sized companies. Anything else that you heard as part of the presentation for who the target audience is? I read a little bit of the pamphlet that you dropped in the back, and you talked about not-for-profits.
That's correct.
In there as well. So maybe unpack a little bit how the type of not-for-profit and how they might use that.
The type of not-for-profit that we would use, or that would be could use our software well, would be those that have a variety of different locations, a local chapter of a national organization that has to communicate with a variety of different offices or a variety of different locations. Those that are really looking to make sure that they are tracking outcomes, because the software allows you to track certain measurable, what we call key performance indicators. And so it allows you to do that. And when you go for grants, either government, state, foundation, they want to see outcome numbers. And so it's a very helpful tool from that perspective.
And a lot of particularly maybe smaller not-for-profits are not good at tracking outcomes.
That's correct. That's
okay.
correct.
Gotcha.
That's correct.
Third question is, what's amazing about the management team? I love this question. What's amazing about the management team? Oh, you know what? You said something, though. We'll come back. You work at MPOWR. That's fine.
Yeah.
No one would believe you
gentleman.
anyhow. Yes, sir.
Dedication to the capabilities and opportunities in the Rockford market.
Yeah, dedication to the opportunities in the Rockford market. Absolutely. Yes, sir. They saw a need.
To be able to hold people accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wanted to share that with the software.
Yeah, they saw a need to hold people accountable and wanted to do that through software. Yes, sir.
They obviously trust their employees and give them the tools necessary to do what they have to do.
Yeah, they trust their employees and give them tools necessary to do what they have to do. That's a big step to make that. I mean, it's not only a sort of a mindset shift to be able to share information across the whole organization and expose that, but then it's also a mindset shift, or it's a technological and kind of functional shift to have a method of doing so. It's not an easy task in an organization your size.
We call it a culture shift, and people have to make a shift from the top-down hierarchical type of organization that people have been used to for so many decades to a networked, broad-reached, communication-based kind of management structure. So it is a culture shift, very much so.
Absolutely. Anything else that you heard that was amazing about the management team? Maybe I don't want to put MPOWR employees on the spot, but you guys have an inside view of the organization that we don't have. She gave a fantastic presentation. For all I know, you're right on everything you said, but yeah,
that we practice what we preach.
yeah,
So we talk about allowing people the autonomy to work inside of the structure and the confines of our vision. And I feel as an employee of MPOWR that I'm really, for lack of a better term, empowered.
you're empowered.
Empowered.
Hence
to
the
not
name.
To not only work inside of my structure, but also to create.
Yeah.
So definitely we practice what we preach.
So you feel that you practice what you preach. That was the thing. I'm so glad you said that, because that's what stood out to me too. That the organization was moving ahead, and you built your own internal tools. It's kind of that idea of eat your own dog food, right? If you want to know how it tastes, you might as well eat your own dog food. And so you wanted to implement a system. You built the system. You're using the system to move your organization ahead. And you said, "Man, this is so feature rich and powerful. We should do that for others." That is amazing, I think. We do want to open it up to general Q&A. If you have questions, I've got questions. I'd love to know how more. My brain gets in the details. Like, okay, yeah, but how does it work? Maybe you've got those questions as well. If this is your opportunity, we'll open up for general Q&A for a couple minutes. All right, go ahead. We have the catch box. All right, throw the catch box around.
I'll be sad if you don't ask me questions.
So in the software, kind of what are broadly the inputs and what are the outputs from the software?
Broadly, the inputs are what any strategic plan, every strategic plan's a little bit different, so you can customize our platform to the terminology that you use. But typically we have mission, vision, values, which always forms the basis of your strategic planning structure. And then from there, we segment out our organization either in terms of outcomes that we want, fantastic customer satisfaction, amazing delivery, or functionally, finance, human resources, accounting, marketing. You can segment it out however you like. And from those segments, then, we have strategies under each segment and the goals that we have, measurable, attainable goals, okay? The objectives, where are we going? And then the tactics, how are we going to get there? And then we measure those, we have progress notes, we put in what we're doing on a weekly and monthly basis to reach those particular strategies and objectives. And those roll back up into the goals. Each of those strategies or objectives get scored, red, yellow, green, by the person who put them in. This is going well, green. This is going okay, but it could run into trouble, yellow. Red, not good, need help. And just really quickly, accountability doesn't mean who can I blame, okay? That's not what accountability is supposed to be about. It's not what it is at SupplyCorps or MPOWR. Accountability is, I'm charged with making sure that this project happens. Here are my roadblocks. Who's out there that can help me? so that we correct a problem before it becomes a full-blown problem. Or we ask ourselves, is this still a valid strategy? That happens too. And if it's not, we regroup, check ourselves and go in a different direction. So, did that answer your question? Okay. Other questions? Box? 2 boxes. One, I won't forget you, I promise.
Can you use the software to track customer feedback? For instance, if you have a product and there's improvements that can be made to it, does the system allow that, to put that into your strategy?
I would call customer feedback or customer sat numbers, I would call those a key performance indicator. And so yes, we have a section in the plan where you can measure either by percentage, by number, or by dollars, how you're doing on particular measurements that are critical to your business. So yes, it will measure that. And there are further releases on down the line that will put even more measurements in place within the software so you can track things like that. So, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about the process of using your expertise from strategic planning to implement in the software?
Thank you for asking me that question. What I basically do is for customers who do strategic plan or want to do strategic planning, but either A, don't have a strategic plan, or B, need to be able to implement it culturally across the organization, MPOWR uses me and my services to go to the customer to help them either put the strategic plan in the environment, or develop the strategic plan, or work culturally with the organization to, if you will, help them make a shift from hierarchical, top-down to more of a networked, cross-functional organization. So that's how my services are used. So, other questions?
All right.
Oh.
Let's give Andrea a hand again. Oh, sorry. Do we have one more question? One more. All right.
In terms of the actual production of the software, was it all coded by employees of Supply Corps and MPOWR here in town, or did you go out and subcontract things, or was it all a homegrown effort?
We had a mix of subcontract and internal employees, so we had a little bit of both. Those are resources that can be either brought in-house or subcontracted, as you know, outside. So it's a little bit of a mix of both. But we do use a subcontractor at times.
We got one more question in the back.
My question is, so I mentioned that I work with the city to support small businesses and entrepreneurs, and your company is bigger now.
Yes.
And you exist in the city of Rockford, but you've made a conscious decision to be here and be successful here. What type of things do you think, would you say to maybe some of the entrepreneurs in the room, they should be mindful of or be working on so they can perhaps be, grow to a 500 Inc. company one day?
That's a great question. And I wish I felt wise enough to answer it, but I'll do the best I can. Excuse me. Take a quick sip. I think it's very important to say, why not? It's very important to say, we can do it here. Because a lot of times what you'll get when you start doing things like this is, you can't do that here, or that isn't done, you don't know what you're doing, or how can you, this isn't a tech hub, how are you going to get employees here? And that stops a lot of great businesses right in their tracks, because they hear that and they hear only negative. And that was one of the reasons I entitled the presentation, Why Not? Keep believing in yourself and keep asking yourself how you can do better. What is my next step? You can't just look here. You have to be able to look out into the future and say, I'm here and I'm doing it, but where will I take this in the future? And I think those two things are very important when you think about building a business for success. We're still building. We're a division of Supply Corps, but and Supply Corps is larger, but we need to be successful just in our own little division. So we still feel kind of small and scrappy. So keep the small and scrappy too.
All right, well, on that note, let's give another hand for this presentation. Stay up here. Your job is not yet done.
Oh.
To congratulate you and thank you for your presentation, we do present you with this 1 million cups
Thank
coffee
you.
mug.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Now, we do again want to thank Diane James and Fresh Horizons Coffee Company for Members Alliance Credit Union, not just Diane James. Although, Diane, you are wonderful, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Well, and Matt Lynch. You're with Members Alliance too. Yeah, that's true. So Members Alliance Credit Union and Fresh Horizons Coffee Company for the coffee that you all are enjoying today. Would you give them another round of applause? Again, a few important announcements. May 8th, Cream Donut Company. That's next week. Coffee and donuts, an unbeatable combination. Although strategic planning is cool too. Kidding.
You bet it is.
It is
Super
totally
cool.
It is totally cool. The more you strategically plan, the more you can enjoy coffee and donuts.
That's correct.
May 15th, really super important. It's not gonna, 1 million cups is not going to be here. It's going to be a block away at Rockford Roasting Company. If you happen to forget, we'll put a sign on the door and promptly turn you back around and send you on your way. But Chris Wakoyak is going to be presenting that day. Now, what else do I need to say here? Is there anything else I'm forgetting? I do have the one question. Darn it. I fired. The one question which I typically forget. So many things go right, and then this one goes so wrong. Is the question, what can we do for you?
Oh, wow. What can you do for us? Do I have 5 seconds to think about that?
You have as much time as you need.
Okay. I would say that the most important thing that we can do for each other, not just you for MPOWR, but all of us, is to not forget that we can do it here, to promote and help grow your local businesses. Before you go outside, before you look elsewhere, before you travel to some far distant place, find out if there's a business here in Rockford, your neighbors, that are doing what you need, because that's the way we grow our region, that's the way we grow the health of our economy, and that's the way we can help each other.
Absolutely. And we are all people needing to help one another. Now this is a fine Wednesday. It really is amazing outside, if you think about it, right? People complain so much, but you know what? The sun came up today, and you're alive, and you're here with all sorts of wonderful people. So if you'd like more information on MPOWR, get together here with her or her staff back there. If you want more information from each other, just turn around to one another and shake each other's hand. Thank them for being alive today with you, and enjoy this Wednesday. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.